What is going on, guys? Welcome to Greggles TV. I have had the Galaxy Z Fold 2 for just about a year at this point, about 11 months, somewhere in that range. And how is it held up? Because a lot of people say, or are curious, or even create their own story of how vulnerable and how weak the Galaxy Z Fold line is, and especially the Galaxy Z Fold 2. And I wanted to show you exactly up close how good or bad my phone looks over the period of that whole year, basically. So let's get a little bit closer look at my phone, and we'll go through every detail of the the charging ports and the sides and the back and the screen and everything. So let's jump right into it. So let's take a closer look. So first of all, I did break the screen at one point. I was walking, slipped out of my, well, it didn't slip out of my hand. I was walking, I slipped on the cement and slammed it down and the screen broke. So I have gotten the screen replaced, but the screen looks exactly the same since then. But let's take a closer look at first right here. Like, is it crooked or not? And I don't know, it kind of looks crooked to me. Like this part up here looks a little off center, and maybe they all do. I'd probably need to look at somebody else's as well. I guess I could look at my wife's. It looks a little crooked to me. What about you guys? Let me know in the comments if you think it looks a little crooked, or does it look completely straight on? I mean, it's pretty straight, but I don't know. It looks a little bit crooked to me. Maybe I'm just seeing things. And then also just taking a closer look up at like the body of this. There's a couple of, it could just be dirt, but ultimately it's not too bad at the top here. Yeah, it looks like it's just dirt. It's held up pretty well with scratches and things on the side there. Just turn that screen off. Also on the side here. And I have taken off, just to let you know, I have taken off the plastic on the front, on the main display, and on this display, and all around the edges. So I don't have any plastic coverings at all anywhere. Here you can see both sides. Not really any scratches. I've had it in a case almost its whole life. Maybe except that first month, not really, because there was no cases, or I couldn't get my hands on a case. But otherwise, pretty good. Let me see if that's a little scratch right there. It might be. Feels like it's something. Might be a little bit of a scratch right there on the bottom by the charging port. And then here's the hinge. The hinge is held up remarkably well. Let's check out the front display. Just some fingerprints, really. I don't see any micro scratches or anything like that on here. It still works beautifully well. No problems with the screen at all. Everything works great. All of that's fantastic. Cameras still work, just to show you. Here's this camera. Here's the back cameras. They all go in. So all of that works great. You can see the detail on there. Hopefully you can, maybe you can't. And then when I open it to the larger display, again, this one looks, I'll turn the screen off just so you can see, but ultimately just fingerprints on there. I don't see any micro scratches really. Again, some people get micro scratches. I haven't had any problems with the display. And this display obviously is newer on here, but even before that, I didn't really have anything going on. It's just a little bit dirty. That's pretty much it. Otherwise, this thing is held up very, very well. Probably better than I think most people probably would have expected, especially with how much I've used this, and this has really been my go-to phone for the past almost year at this point. So like I said, I did break the screen at one point. That's not Samsung's fault, and obviously any other phone probably would have been fine the way I dropped it because of the case I would have had on. But I think if you had a better protective case, you probably would have been fine with that at that point. But then also the fact that it, I mean, I don't know, it seems kind of crooked in a way, but it still works great. I can still fold it and use it with no problem, but maybe it was always like that. I don't know, it just looks kind of crooked, whatever. But other than that, I think it's held up remarkably well, and it's been pretty durable. I've had it in a case for most of its life. I think for like almost the first month I didn't, but after that I've had it in a case all the time, and I would keep it in a case for sure. This is a phone I would not want to use without a case, but ultimately it's held up really, really well. Let me know what you in your Galaxy Z Fold or Fold 2, how well is it held up over time? Is there warping? Is there anything that broke? Let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys down the road. Peace.